Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and there are some rumours, ladies and gentlemen. Rumours indicating what the next hero could actually be, or in fact what the next hero's kit or abilities might be. Now this has been found on the PTR and Cynical Nerds have actually got a video which shows you all of the voice lines, which I will link to in the description below. What that is though, it shows you that a number of characters have got voice lines that seem to insinuate there will possibly be a hero entering the game with some form of stealth mechanic, because they are looking for this hero. Their voice lines, as I said, they indicate somebody is hidden. Where are you? Come out and fight me. That type of thing going on. Which leads me to a very, very interesting question. Do we want a stealth hero in Overwatch? Now, most likely this is Sombra, because Sombra means shadow. We've known this for a while, and we know Sombra is probably going to be a new hero, because there's loads of stuff indicating Sombra exists in the game. There's loads of videos out there. Hell, I've made videos on Sombra. We all thought Anna would be Sombra, but Anna's actually Anna, who's Farah's mother. She's Anna Amari, so she's totally different. But I do think we're probably going to be looking at a stealth hero based off this kind of evidence. Now, it's not obviously set in stone evidence. We don't... You know, it may mean something else, but it does seem to strongly suggest there is going to be a hero in the game that will go invisible or be able to use stealth in some sort of way. So I guess you're probably sitting out there and thinking, oh my god, they're going to rip off the Team Fortress 2 spy. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that as well. But how would that actually work in Overwatch? See, what you've got to think is, if you just straight up transplanted the Team Fortress 2 spy into Overwatch, he would be crap. Now the reason why he would be crap is because the maps are not designed like Team Fortress 2 maps. Overwatch maps generally have a choke point and maybe one flank route or maybe two flank routes. That's it. There's not this, you can't hide. Your team doesn't tend to get all mixed up. One team stays together, the other team stays together, and then you engage. That's the way Overwatch works. So if you had a spy or somebody who could clone the enemy's players, I don't think it would work, because it would be very obvious that, oh look, suddenly our Zenyatta appears to be in the enemy team. Oh, that's not our Zenyatta. I'm going to shoot him in the face. Oh, he's dead. So I don't think that's going to be a thing. But this then leads us on to the next thing. How the hell do we think stealth could work? And I guess, do we really want stealth? I don't think I do. Honestly, I don't think I really want stealth in Overwatch, because we've already got people like Genji, we've got people like Tracer. They're rapid heroes. They move all over the place. I guess you could say they are kind of stealthy. I mean, they're not stealthy, right? But the speed at which they move, it's difficult to hit them. It's difficult to track them. A stealth hero would do the same sort of thing. They would be hard to hit because you can't see them, or, you know, something like that. So let's just rewind all of this and go into some mad speculation. What kind of ability would this stealth sort of manifest in, or how would the stealth manifest? Well, I don't know. I've been thinking about this, and I think that if there was some sort of stealth where you became stealthy, kind of like Teemo, right, from League of Legends. You sit still for a few seconds, you become stealthy. Does he still do that? I don't know. He did when I played the game. But you go stealth for a couple of seconds. You sit still, then you go stealth. That could be quite interesting, because you could set yourself up in positions waiting for the team to go through. But then it depends on what your, let's just call a Sombra, what Sombra's kit is going to be. Because that type of stealth would lend itself to an assassin, somebody who could do high amounts of damage really quick to somebody in the back line. So you're waiting, their team push through, you take out their Mercy, you take out their Anna, you take out their Zenyatta, something like that. That could possibly work, but would that be boring, right? You see, because we were fairly close when it came to guessing what Anna's abilities would be. But we were way off the mark in terms of her ultimate and just how she plays in general. She plays really, really well. So I don't think Blizzard would do something as simple as that. Like, you just stand still, you go invisible, and then if you take an action, you lose the stealth. So what could they do? Well, maybe it could be some form of disengage. Maybe it's just let's say a ranged hero. I don't know, just for argument's sake, a mid-range damage dealer, right? Like Soldier or something. Firing away, doing damage. But then somebody jumps on top of it, and instead of actually having the heal like Soldier drops down, maybe it's got some form of like smoke pellet which it throws into the ground, and it makes you invisible for a few seconds and you can run away. I kind of think that would be a way Blizzard would go, more so than the you stand still and become invisible kind of thing that I sort of, in my eyes, would... I don't know, like, I say that would be the best thing, right? But would it? I don't know. I really don't like the idea of a stealth hero. I want to see what you guys think about this, because it all depends on what this... I mean, it's all wild speculation, right? It depends on what the hero is going to do. It depends on if it's going to be ranged or melee. You know, look at somebody like Winston. Winston drops a dome shield down. You know that is going to absorb damage. You need to go into the shield to do damage to Winston, or burn through the shield rapid. Maybe the smoke pellet is a form of AoE smoke pellet, so you can throw it into your team. And for a few seconds, I would say 3 seconds probably would be too much, but you become invisible. Then you could chain that with other abilities. So imagine if you throw a smoke pellet in, and then you chain it with Lucio's speed boost, suddenly you can rapidly move your team really quick without the enemy actually knowing where you are. Now the enemy would know where you are, right? They'd know whereabouts where the team is, but they wouldn't know the exact positions of the heroes. So it would be difficult for people like Widowmaker, like Anna, or like McCree to just pick off the supports as you're pushing in. And I think that would open up a lot of opportunities and a lot of possibilities. So I think actually as I'm going through this video, I'm kind of swaying more to this idea of like a smoke pellet style thing. You know, it makes you invisible for a few seconds and then you can kind of move through it. Or even just a straight up sort of like a smoke grenade. Maybe that would be an interesting mechanic to have, like a line of sight blocking thing where, well, I say line of sight blocking, well, I guess it would be, right? It just blocks your sight, but you could still fire through it, so it's not actually blocking your projectiles or your bullets, but it blocks your vision. That could be a very interesting thing they could add into the game. But do we want a melee hero? This is the other thing, right? We've only really got Reinhardt, who's a melee hero. Genji's got a sword, yeah, but he's not a melee hero. That's just his ultimate. So it would be nice to have somebody who is maybe like a type of like female assassin. And if that's the case, then my idea of standing still and becoming invisible suddenly becomes quite powerful. But would it be too powerful? You see, let's look at the Overwatch maps, right? You're kind of going to know where a Sombra would hide, right? There's going to be spots like, yeah, let's take Hanamura, the first point, right? You walk through the first point. There could possibly be a Sombra standing to the side of the doors, yeah? So maybe you just spray and fire into those places to try and tag her to drop the cloak, if that's how it works. Maybe it's just a StarCraft 2 style cloak, where she activates it for a short amount of time, like, you know, kind of like Diva's ultimate, right? So it's got like a charge bar, but there is like a slight shimmer effect, so if you're good enough you can actually see her and take her out before she moves into position. I think this is a very interesting topic. Like, what I want you guys to comment on is, do we actually want a stealth hero in the game? And how do you think a stealth mechanic could work in Overwatch? Do you like my smoke grenade smoke pellet idea, or do you like my idea of the stand still and become invisible kind of thing? Let me know, guys, in the comments below. It's a very interesting thought, this is, because I didn't think we were ever going to see a stealth character in the game. I mean, hell, I didn't think that Sombra, Anna, would be a skill shot based sniper healer. I just didn't think that would be the case. I honestly thought we were going to be looking at some form of lock on heal with her, but we're not, and she plays really well. Anyway, guys, I've been Stylosa. This is wild speculation, so do obviously take that into account. Sombra might not be anything like that. It might not even be Sombra. We don't even know. But do comment below, guys. And I've been Stylosa. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. And I'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.